Hello everyone, this is SWTOR Snoopy here, back with another SWTOR Plug video. Today I have guys another SWTOR Plug discussion video. In today's discussion video, we're just going to be going over how Galactic Command was saved. So this is mainly going over how BioWare kind of changed Galactic Command and did a multitude of things to save the game from being ruined by this system. And essentially, its beginning phases. So I hope you guys enjoyed this SWTOR Plug discussion video. As always, if you guys enjoy these videos, then make sure to leave a like. And if you guys want some gaming mints, then check the link in the description down below. Catalytic gaming mints. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. And I'll see you guys in the discussion. Alrighty guys, let's get into it right now. So Galactic Command was a system that was introduced with Knights of the Eternal Throne. This is a system where you can just access a multitude of group activities, taking down enemies and all different stuff. You will gain CXP and have different command ranks. And then once you actually level up with these command ranks, you get a box that you can open to get pieces of gear, companion gifts, and a bunch of different stuff. Now, in the early phases with this system, this was kind of the only way you could actually gear up. So it all came down to you just getting CXP, ranking up with the command system, and actually just getting a piece of gear that you're trying to get, but you don't know if you're actually going to get it. So it is an RNG system, and in a sense it still is, but there are quite a few differences. So I'm just going to go over, obviously, for the beginning, why the system is incredibly flawed. And I feel like, it still is kind of flawed, but they definitely have fixed it, a ton just compared to what it was. But originally it was flawed, mainly because, like I said, the only way you could gear was with this Galactic Command system. And, you just have to just grind just command ranks in order to actually get pieces of gear, rather than actually completing the content, which did irritate a lot of players, because you couldn't get to gear from just doing PvP and ops, getting unassembled pieces. Those didn't exist. You had to just grind out this artificial number, just hoping to get a piece of gear in crates. Now, obviously, this did irritate the community a ton, and it was a little bit ridiculous, honestly, just having to progress through the game through RNG loot boxes. So they decided to change it. And the way they changed it is they did bring back unassembled, pieces from operations, so that was good. They changed it so you can actually get these unassembled components to get, pieces of equipment. And obviously, they still do have the command system. Hasn't changed it too much, but in general, they did improve some things like quality of life things to actually help with it. So, like for example, when you get in Galactic Command, you can get loot crates, like I said. From, you go to the command stash, you open the crates and you can get items. For example, I just have some command tokens right here. You can disintegrate them for more CXP, obviously, and then you can just get the components. And I mean, for some of the things you actually disintegrate, you can get components now. So they tried to change the system up quite a bit from what it already was, just to try and improve it so players wouldn't be as irritated. Now, me personally, I still think the system is kind of annoying, and it is disappointing that it still is left in the game. But to be completely honest, there is no way we're actually going to get rid of this system. It was kind of developed, and I don't think BioWare wanted to actually get rid of it. But I think, and that's why the main title of this video is I think they did turn this whole entire system around, just this Galactic Command system. And here's why. Essentially, they did listen to feedback due to the severe backlash of it, and they did try to fix some of it, and they obviously can't fix all of it because we kind of knew that this was going to stay in the game and they weren't going to remove it. But with what they had, they really tried to make it so you have more viable options rather than having to just be forced to go through the system. I think that is pretty nice. I also think it is good that they decided to make quality of life changes, and they have boosts and stuff that you can get from the actual crates, because that is incredibly helpful, because it just allows you to rank through the system faster, just to not only get it out of the way, but also to be able to get to the max level, where you can not only grind out components from disintegrating stuff, getting unassembled pieces from ops, but you can also still have that small chance at just getting a piece of gear through the RNG system. So they decided to kind of make the RNG system, even though it was the original idea, now you could say it's kind of like an extra thing that's packed on with it. And I personally think that was a smart move, just trying to remove that stuff, because honestly I don't really like how the system is designed, and I still really don't like how it's designed, but they did fix it in some cases. But I think there is something that I can agree with, and even though it was like a meme at this point, I still think that it was, it's pretty exciting just when you actually, especially during these double CXP things they have, because I mean right now, they have double right now, so that is pretty cool. But I think something that is fun to do is when you actually get a ton of them, and you can just disintegrate a lot of stuff to get your components, or you can get some pieces, and then you can just actually trade them in to get another piece of gear. Like I said, as much as it is disappointing, they clearly did try to change some of the stuff up to actually make it, a little more fair in a sense. So I am a-okay with that. But what they could have done is they could have not listened to the community, and they could have kept the system the way as it currently was in the beginning and not really changed too much, which would have been bad. But I think just the way they kind of turned it around and tried to fix it in a sense is they're like, you know what, we're going to bring back the old stuff, but we're going to have this system still kind of like tagged in, or, like put on with it. The only thing that is a little disappointing is that we don't have Warzone combinations anymore, but I'm okay, because you could, theoretically say that the unassembled components are the new Warzone combinations. But they realized, hey, we made a mistake. We have this system implemented into the game. We might as well keep it. And by keeping it, they do have all the activity stuff and the bonuses that are available. And I think that is pretty smart. For example, just right now we have planetary missions as command bonus. So they kept the aspects of the system in there, but they tried to bring back all of the old stuff. And I think that was very smart. And I know that this video is pretty delayed and pretty late, but I think it's kind of a way to see how there was a big issue with the game, and it was driving away players, and that they did try to fix it. As much as it was annoying, they did fix it with what they have, what they actually had at the time. So I am pretty glad that they decided to do so. I think it's nice that even though it's not the best option, I think it was smart that they decided to go through with all these changes and kind of save the system, just in a way that, it's still there. It still isn't, some people still don't really like it, and I still don't like aspects of it. But the way that they fixed it, I think it was very beneficial. I think it overall just kind of avoided just the main issues with it. And that was just mainly because you would just have to gear and do essentially everything through this system, rather than just doing stuff the way you want to do so. I think it gave a lot more choice, and I'm actually pretty happy that it gave a lot more choice, because that is a good thing about the system as a whole. But one thing that I have definitely learned from being Galactic Command at rank 300 in this game, which is currently the max, is just leveling up 20 billion times, especially with these double CXP. You can get a lot of gear really, really fast, and more so than just the operations. At least from what I can tell, if you just really you stack up 10-15 crates, you can gear up pretty quickly, which it is pretty funny. I mean, gearing is definitely a lot easier than it was before, but at the same time, it is good just having all these different options rather than anything else. And that's why I personally think the Galactic Command system was saved, and it kind of saved itself from totally ruining the game. And for that, I am definitely very, very thankful. So that's going to be it for this very short Star Wars Republic discussion video. As always, if you guys enjoy these videos, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.